Hey guys, my name is Caleb, and in this video we're going to be talking about Ethereum gaining some ground over Bitcoin over the last 36 hours, and I think there's some specific news that made that happen, and I think it's going to continue to gain ground over the next few months because of this, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Also, later in the video we're going to be talking about Flow and the UFC partnership, an update on that, and some cool stuff going on over at Audius. So yeah, Ethereum, it's been gaining ground over the last 24 to 36 hours. We're up 8%, 8.5% over Bitcoin, up to 0.03381 of a Bitcoin to purchase one Ethereum. And that kind of fluctuates and stays pretty much range bound because they say that Ethereum is worth, there should be 32 Ethereum to every one Bitcoin. That's just kind of the way it kind of fluctuates around. I think it'll hang around that. And if we look at the last market cycles, let me throw on Bitcoin here. If we look at the last market cycles, just in the last bull run around February, March, we had a crazy run up. This is the Bitcoin Ethereum against Ethereum valuation, this gold line here. We had a huge run up, blew past the 0.32 valuation and blew all the way up to 0.14, and then kind of calmed back down. Had a nice little like ripple effect here as the Ethereum bubble popped, but at the peak we were all the way up to 1157. So we kind of went all the way down to below the 0.32 and did almost half that, got down to 0.17 in the bear market, and now we've kind of been hanging around that 0.32 again. In my opinion, I'm going to hold it onto this until we do another one of these big run-ups against Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to get up to possibly 0.08. I'm probably going to be holding on to mine, at least if not, most of my Ethereum is going to be for the long term. I just keep forever and never sell. But on some of the like 10% of my portfolio that I trade, I think there's going to be a good opportunity to sell some whenever another cycle like this comes up. But anyway, I think that's going to continue, and that's because just recently Ethereum's EIP 1559 fee market overhaul was greenlit, and it's going to be taking place in July. So for a lot of you who don't know what that is, I'm going to break it down for you in the best way that I can. So Tim Bako is one of the core developers at Ethereum, and he recently just released this paper explaining why this got voted on and why everybody approved it, even though a lot of the miners were not approving. I think over 60 or 70% of the miners didn't want this to happen. And kind of, if you read this, you'll understand why. So the miners are making a ton of money right now. They just made, I think it was a record-breaking month in the last month, because if anybody's tried to use MetaMask, I'll pull up my little MetaMask right here, to make a transaction, oh, it's locked. Well, when you try to make a transaction in your MetaMask, anyone has seen that you can pick the speed at which your transaction is going to go through, and you can change your transaction fee to get it done faster or go slower. So you can read through this. It's kind of long, so I don't want to bore you with it right now. But for those of you who really would like to read through this full thing here, I'll link this down below. But I'll kind of break it down for an analogy for you. I've said this before, that basically if you think about everybody's wallets are sitting on the sidelines, and the miners are the ones who take, Ethereum from a wallet, or take you in your wallet from Ethereum to another destination, another wallet, or a transaction, whatever. So basically what takes place in the current system is it's kind of like an auction. So anyone can just say, hey, I'll pay X amount. I'll pay, I think right now you can look at what the base gas fee is. 115 Gwei is the, not base, but that's kind of what the average is right now. You can bid that up and say, hey, no, I really need my transaction to go through. I'm going to bid 120, and then someone else can say 150, someone can say 200. And then that leads the people who put a transaction through at, maybe 50 or 75 to never get, or 94 in this situation, the slow one. Somebody who put that 94 bid in may never get that done just because that gets bid up too fast. And the power as of right now is a lot is very much so in the hands of the miners, because they can kind of collude together and intentionally spike gas fees. And when that happens, they're rewarded for doing that, because as the gas fee goes up, those miners, or in this example, we're saying bus drivers, are doing what they want to collude to make sure that those gas fees stay high. Because if those gas fees are high, they win. But for the overall ecosystem of Ethereum, we really need the users who are just now using Ethereum for the first time on like MetaMask or something, or, you know, building NFTs, minting an NFT, or anything that you can do inside the Ethereum ecosystem. We need that to be cheap as of right now. Now, obviously, Ethereum 2 is coming out in the next, you know, foreseeable future, and that's going to do completely away with miners in general as we move to proof of stake. But this is something that was voted on and passed to be kind of like a temporary fix for that. And basically, going back to that analogy of the bus driver, just anyone can bid up and say, hey, I'm going to bid 200 gwei just to make sure I get a seat on this bus. And if you don't, you're going to get seated on the next bus or the next block, right? Basically, they're going to increase the size of the blocks to, I'm going to not find where it is in here, but they're going to increase the size of the block. And then on top of that, they're going to basically govern the base fee, so that the base fee that everybody pays is going to be determined on the last few blocks. So yes, the price of the gwei, the transaction price, will go up and down and fluctuate, but it'll be all kind of governed and regulated, right? So, and it'll be real time, so regulated fairly fast. So no one's left hanging, especially new users. They can expect exactly what's going to happen. And without getting too technical into this, basically there's the base fee that's paid, and then the tip, the miner tip. In this example, we're saying $100 or 100 gwei base fee. And then you would set a fee cap of, say, 200 gwei. Actually, I'm going to read this whole thing for you. For example, if the market price for inclusion is 100 gwei, and a user wanted to make sure of rapid inclusion, today their incentive would be pay 100 gwei, which is hard to estimate given the value is not part of the protocol, and their full bid is what would be used to calculate the transaction price. Under 1559, the base fee was, if the base fee was 100 gwei, a user could put a fee cap of, say, 200 gwei, a tip of, say, 3 gwei, and they would only pay their inclusions block base fee and a tip. The difference between that 200 cap they put up, the difference between that 200 gwei would be refunded to the sender. So, and the base fee would be burnt. So this is what I think a lot of people are talking about right now, and maybe not a lot of people fully understand what that means, but that does create a deflationary, I'm going to call it a deflationary propulsion, or a deflationary part of the system now. But that doesn't mean the entire ecosystem of Ethereum is going to be deflationary, because the block rewards that they still get are going to be there. But it is going to be a deflationary aspect, and I think that's what's, you know, getting a lot of people's attention. And in July, whenever it gets close to passing, or I mean, it already passed, but when it gets close to being implemented, I think that that's going to cause some more people to, you know, buy into it, thinking that it's going to be even more deflationary. But anyway, I encourage you to read this because it's very important. 1559 is a huge update to the protocol. So also, I wanted to talk about, because we're talking about how expensive fees are in minting things, NFTs specifically. Flow, which you guys have known, I talked about this for a while, does exactly that for a fraction of the price, and that's why they're absolutely killing it with NBA Top Shot right now. And CryptoKitties, they specifically, their whole blockchain and layer 1 protocol is built around making it easier for developers and transactions to basically happen on their ecosystem for NFTs. But anyway, I wanted to update you guys because, let me go back to the homepage really quick. UFC has been something that you can only find on this page right here. We know it's a partnership that they have coming up soon, but they haven't really given us many details on it. We know that Top Shot has had some amazing success, and I've been really excited to see the UFC version of Top Shot. And this is all we've had so far this whole time, is just kind of like a little teaser saying, hey, If you want some early access, make sure you register, which by the way, make sure you guys register so you can get early access, because the early adopters of NBA Top Shot made some really crazy money by getting some of these collectibles first. So anyway, they just released an update in an email this morning I got, inviting some select people to participate in a survey where they want to hear about basically your opinion, and they want to let you view some of their content. And before anybody else, only I think 8 people will be selected. Yeah, only 8 people will be selected, but you can start the survey and kind of get a sneak peek into that stuff. I think it's really awesome. I did it, and if I get selected, that would be insane. I'd love to talk about it if I could with you guys, but go over there and check it out. That's a really cool update. And one thing in here that I don't even know if they really meant to put this out, but right up here, they said hello at UFCStrike.com. So is that a tip, by the way? Is that what it's going to be called? Is it UFC Strike? You know, they have NBA Top Shot. Are they going to be calling this one UFC Strike? I don't know, but I don't know if they did that on purpose as a little teaser or Easter egg, but that's up there for everybody to see in their email tag. So that's really exciting. So anyway, thanks guys for watching this video. Make sure you give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content you viewed here. It helps small creators like myself out in a big time way. Also, make sure you comment down below. What do you guys think about the Ethereum EIP 1559 update? Is this going to be, big for Ethereum as a price, mover over the next few months, or is it not really going to do much? So let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.